and subscribe. Happy New Year, guys! I know it's a month late almost in 2026. I am so sorry, guys. I know this is my first video of 2026. It's been a month already, but I could not film anything. I didn't have the time. There were so many things happening. So unfortunately, there was a delay and I could not film any long form content, but my Instagram and my YouTube shorts are active. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having an amazing 2026. Mine has been going okay so far. There are a lot of things. Even with work, it got a little bit busy, but I am finally here today. I was like, I will film long form content. Ideally, as per my New Year resolution, I thought I'll post very regularly on YouTube. I wanted to post like almost every day, but I don't think that's happening now. I've prioritized. I've also fixed the schedule on how I want to go about my YouTube. But I'm so happy to sit down and film again for YouTube long form content. Also, guys, this is my OOTD for today. It's a black turtleneck top, and I don't know why I look like a designer today with all this jewelry and all that, but I just like it. I love it. And the lighting is a little bad, guys. One of the ring light, my help broke it by mistake. So that's gone. I have one now and it's not too bright. It's also a little bit old one. So the lighting is a little off, but I hope it's okay. And for today's video, guys, I thought why not start with something that I didn't do in 2025. That is my birthday Q&A, guys. My birthday was 8 months back. It was in July, and there was a Q&A that I posted where I did get a lot of questions. Not too many, but I did get good questions, and I never filmed that Q&A. It kept pushing for no reason actually, and I thought why not start with that. I know it's very late now, but still constantly I've been feeling bad that I didn't film that Q&A, so I thought I'll start 2026 filming that birthday Q&A. So yes, guys, that's what we're going to see today. The title might be Birthday Q&A 2025. July 4th was my birthday, and I did get few interesting questions, not too many again, but then you know, whatever questions I got, also some were juicy, some were nice, and I thought like why not answer them right now. Okay, guys, I have my questions. I have my water bottle. Look at my water bottle, guys. I got this last year actually, and everything is so blingy today. So yes, guys, without any further ado, let's get into the video, guys. Okay, guys, from the birthday Q&A question that I put on Instagram story, right, I got like I think only 15 to 20 questions. Then 1 or 2 questions from these are from DMs, and I think one from in real life also. People have been asking a lot, so it's a mix of different questions, majorly from the birthday Q&A. Okay, guys, so the first question is, when are you getting married? Are you dating someone? I think 2 to 3 people had asked the same question in like different ways. Okay, guys, so the answer for that is, whenever it is happening, whenever I get married, you will get to know. I will definitely post it on Instagram or YouTube shorts, whatever it is, but I will definitely post it. So if I'm getting married or something significant like that is happening, I will definitely post it and let you know, guys. So at this point of time, that is my answer, and whenever it happens, you will get to know, guys, obviously. And also, guys, if I'm not telling something about like dating on social media, probably I'm not comfortable telling it on social media. I don't have anything to tell, maybe I don't want to tell, or I can't tell. It could be one of these things, guys. So I will tell you whenever something like very significant, or whenever I'm comfortable sharing something on social media, you will definitely get to know, guys. That's the answer for now, guys. Okay, guys, moving on to the next question. When was your birthday? Someone had asked this. My birthday was on July 4th. So that's when my birthday was. That's the answer. Okay, guys, I ended up tying up my hair. So the next question is, are you planning to move abroad? Where? So this question came around my trip to Netherlands last year. I went there for like 1 month. So that time someone had asked me, and whenever I go abroad like for any vacation, people usually think like I'm either moving or something, or I don't know, I usually get that question. But the answer is, guys, no, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm going to stay in India. I'm going to stay in Bangalore. At the moment, I don't have any plans to move abroad. And to be very honest, guys, I don't think it's in my mind to move abroad. I don't know why. Like, I know there's so much hype like moving abroad, settling there. I never had that much of an interest. Maybe it looks nice. In my mind also it feels very fancy and nice, but practically when I think, personally for me, it's a very compromised life, guys. I just feel it's just fancy, but it's a lot to do. It's like everything you have to do by yourself. Like in India, everything is very accessible. Life is so comfortable and easy. You're very sorted here in India, but abroad it's not like that. And I know that for a fact because my sister lives abroad. Some of my friends are abroad, and some of my friends who are abroad are also moving back to India. They're considering moving back to India. I think this is a thing that's going on now. Like people who have gone abroad are moving back. So even from before, like maybe for a year or two, or like 2-3 years, I can like think about moving or something. But for a long time, I don't think, guys, that's something like I plan to go abroad or something and settle there. I don't think so, guys. It's just that I never felt like, wow, like I have to go and settle abroad. For vacation, I'm very hyped. I'm very excited. I'm the first person to be like, yeah, let's go for vacation. But after a month of like living abroad, I'm like so done. I'm not even kidding. Like it gets very boring. Like India mein that vibe, that energy, like a lot of things here, I love it so much. Food, you know, access to a lot of things, like help and everything. So I've been abroad a lot for like vacation and everything. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's peaceful and all that, but it's not for me. It's not for my personality. I wanted to make a separate video on this because I wanted to make a video last year itself on like, you know, 5 likes and dislikes about Netherlands, because I've been there a lot. I think I've been there like 5 times to 6 times now. So I wanted to make that video. Probably if I make that video, in that only I'll explain like why, you know, compared to India, I don't feel like going abroad, and why I feel like it's a very compromised life for me, guys. I don't know. It's nice to tell out like you are living abroad, or like social media wise it's nice, like you can post and all that, but practically speaking, it's just not for me. Like personally, it's not for me. My sister lives abroad. It's beautiful, like she has a beautiful family there, so those things are nice. And also she's a very calm person. My brother-in-law is also very, very calm person, so that environment suits them a lot. I think it's perfect for them. But for me, for a personality like me, living abroad in silence, it's very quiet, guys. Like you don't realize being here, but then once you live there, you know that it's not the vibe, the atmosphere that you have anywhere in India. Like even now, like constantly I can hear noise. There are so many things happening. It's a very fast city that I'm living in. Probably like I'm very used to that. Like I'm used to like fast moving city, fast paced city, so the slow life does not suit me. It kind of like makes me very sad sometimes. So I think I'm very good. I'm very happy here in India. Like I have plans. Sometimes I do get plans like maybe I should go do a degree or something like that. Maybe I should go and like work or find work or something like that. I do have those things in mind. I'm not gonna lie. I do have those things in mind. But again, I think it would be for a short stint. Permanently, I don't think, guys. I don't think I can even be far from family for that long. It's not something that I can do very well. So at the moment there is no plans to go abroad or like move abroad. I don't think so. And if any plans I have like that in the future, then I will let you know, guys. Next question is, how are you, Indu? One of my friends had asked this, I remember. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm doing super fantastic. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope my friend is doing well as well. Things have been good. Things have been great so far. 2026 has been nice so far. It has been a little hectic with work. Like my 9 to 5 job, like I do IT work, not 9 to 5 typically, but then I do IT work, and with that I think in the first few months things are always a little bit hectic because you know, it's a new year, new projects, and so many things are happening. Because of that I was a little busy. I went home for like Shankranti time also, so my sister, my nephew, everybody had come, so I had like a good family time there. Then I came back and again I started with work, so all those things together. Also I didn't film any long form content, YouTube content. I wanted to film. In fact, I was like 2026 every day I'll post a YouTube video, every day I'll post shorts. Practically I don't think that's happening now. I have a very fixed schedule, proper schedule. I have prioritized a lot. Yesterday actually I sat down and wrote how I want to fix my schedule for YouTube and Instagram. It's very clear now. It helped me a lot, and I do have a you know, tracker as to how I want to go about, what topics I want to film in. So I'm planning way ahead of time so that I can kind of keep a track on how I'm doing on social media as well, because sometimes when you take a break it becomes like a huge break, and I don't want that to happen. I hope I can keep up the pace for social media as well. I'm trying my level best. So altogether I think I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very nice, and thank you for asking though. Next question, guys, is okay, there was one very serious question that had come. I thought I'll answer that. I'm in a relationship and feeling overwhelmed and unsure, not sure what to do. This was the question. I would say if you're feeling overwhelmed and if you're feeling especially unsure, the only way is communicating with your partner. You need to communicate and open up about it, and not like later, like after 2-3 years. Like immediately make that action. Try and communicate to your partner, because you need to be fair to your partner as well. You cannot be in a limbo and like be in the relationship but also not communicate to your partner how you're feeling, but also not being invested in the relationship. That is too much. So you need to communicate to your partner. Let them know how you're feeling. Tell them the reason. Like if you have a reason why you're feeling so, talk to them and see if things work out, and that's how you can go about how things have to go about. But but I cannot tell like do this, do that, because that's between you and your partner. I don't even know what the situation is, so that's something you have to communicate, and that's the only option that you have. You just, I wouldn't suggest like ghosting and all that. That's like wrong, guys. So be open and be fair to your partner and let them know like this is how you're feeling, and probably you'll also have like a workaround. You never know, guys. So talking always helps, communicating always helps, being transparent will always help in any sort of relationship, not just like in a partner kind of relationship, but also with your parents or like with siblings or between a friendship. This always helps. So try talking and seeing and explain what is the reason. I don't know what the reason is, it's not mentioned here. So talking it out always helps rather than having a certain feeling and not being truthful in the relationship. And I think from there you will either have a decision or else at least there's more clarity to make a certain decision. So yes, please communicate to your partner and let them know how you're feeling. Sometimes it could also be an off season where you're not feeling very nice and like just random things are like coming to your mind where you don't feel nice, but maybe your partner can help you with that. Tell it in a nice way and be very vocal about how you're feeling. So that should help, guys. Next question, guys, is how do you avoid negativity and stay happy ? First of all, thank you for the question, and I want to say that yes, there is always going to be some form of negativity around you which you have to like tackle and get out of it. But then I would say block that noise. At this point of time in my life, I feel that if anywhere I feel there's too much negativity or negative energy, I just completely stay far from it. That's the way I tackle it actually, because I don't think I have the energy to like go and like deal with negative people and like, you know, be in that zone where they are negative, they make you negative, it's like a huge chaotic thing, guys. And one of the important things that I will tell you is that where you put in your energy is so important. Like you don't realize it. Where you channel your energy, the kind of people you talk to, the kind of atmosphere you're around, everything matters a lot. Be very selective. This is one of the things that I am personally. I'm very selective, I'm very choosy what kind of people I want to talk to, what kind of friends I need to have, what kind of atmosphere I want to be. I'll not be there everywhere where I don't want to be. So I would say don't just put up with negative spaces or negative energy. You can always choose to walk out from a negative space. You can always choose to like stay far, block that noise, block that person. You don't need such things in your life. Come on, guys, like this is the last thing that you need to worry about, because there are people like that, unfortunately, who are just there to like drain your energy, and it's a very sad thing. But if you try to like talk to them and change them and you know, so on and so forth, I don't think things work that way anymore, because I have realized myself that the only way is like to stay from people and not try to change them, because some people are not going to change. That's in their nature to be negative, to bring people down, to you know, just be very nosy and like talk shit about you and stuff like that. And I myself have dealt with people like that, and I don't think there are so many people right now with whom I can say like there's a negative space, but still I have to put up with them. No, I choose to not. Like, you know, that's what you can also do. This is also my New Year resolution. It has been a resolution for a very long time now, that where I channel my energy is very important for me. It is supreme for me to choose where I want to channel my energy, and so should you. Don't just be like they are negative, but it's okay, they are going through something. The same kind of behavior doesn't work anymore, guys. Like somehow I feel you need to be very picky and choosy. I'm not telling bash everyone and be like I'll do my thing and be alone. It's not like that. But then if you recognize something that is constantly draining you over and over and over again, even after communicating and talking to them and letting them know that their certain behavior is something that you don't like. I'm not talking about social media. Social media, we choose to put our lives out there, so comments are gonna come, fake IDs are gonna be there, so that's something different. But in real life, I'm telling you, have the option to choose, and sometimes we don't realize that. I think like even after a lot of effort and like talking to them, making them understand that their certain behavior or like their way of talking or like something about them is constantly draining the energy out of you, and you don't feel nice, you feel very negative. It's not a nice feeling that you have, but still they choose to do it over and over again. Then it's high time that you move away from them. Like I don't think you should stick around to anyone who's of that sort. And unfortunately, there are people like that. Like if you think and see there's someone around you who's that way, who has no work in life. Like one more thing I'll tell you, negative people are the ones who, that's their maximum. They can't go anywhere in life after that, because their mind is so effed up with just bringing people down and being very negative, being very nosy about who's doing what can I tell them that will make them feel sad, not being appreciative of what you're doing. These kind of people are someone who cannot progress further because their mind is so blocked with just these things. They just want to be in others' life and be like, what's happening? What can I talk about them? Whom can I go and tell it? Oh my god, this is their life. So their life is like that. You don't have to be that way. You can choose to like just be like, bye bye, tada, see you, and then live your life. But I do understand it's not an easy thing, it's a very difficult thing to do. I do understand that as well, but somewhere down the line you need to make your priorities right. Like you need to set your priorities right, otherwise it's going to be, you'll be in a shithole very soon. So you rather be very choosy and protective of your sanity and like what kind of people you want to let into your life. That's what I would say. And I have also dealt with people who are like super negative. Like sometimes I've been very shocked, like you have so much time in life to be this negative. Like these are the kind of people who are the most imperfect people, who, like I told you, are not going anywhere in life, who are very I don't know why you would go out of your way and sit and think to bring someone down. That's like very shocking for me, that you can sit in your mind processes things like that. That's very shocking for me. And if I recognize someone like that, then you know I've gone far. Like not too many negative people also, but then like if I recognize like maybe like one or two, then I've been like, thank you very much, I don't need you in my life. I never like people with, I don't know how to say this, like auntie behavior kinds. Like auntie, it's not like the age, like it's not the age, but you know, very gossipy, very bitchy all the time, very much like, you know what she did, you know what, and then go there and be like, acha, like this happened, and then get information like, have you seen those kind of people? I don't know if you've seen those guys. I have seen those kind of people who are like so jobless in their life. Like seriously, I'm telling you, right? Like more than being like very hurt, I'm shocked. Like how can you have so much energy to just talk about people all the time? Like I don't like extremely gossipy people. Like even if they're gossipy, okay, but then the people who are being extremely negative to you, those kind of people I don't understand. Like, and then being like, you know, oh god, like why are you doing this? Just they'll put it in such a subtle way, like they act concerned for you, but some people are just not concerned for you. They just want to like poke you and see your reaction and be like, you know, oh, something wrong you're doing, or something negative or something bad is happening in your life. That's the only reaction they want. They don't care for you. And if you're smart enough to recognize such people, then you know whom to block from your life and you can stay happy. So I would say these free advice giving people, advice is good as long as it comes from a pure heart and good intentions. It's definitely good. But people who are themselves like stupid and try to give you like shitload of advice, and there are good people as well who watch out for you and give good advice and like genuinely mean like you grow in life and like things like that. But you will recognize if someone is just trying to be negative around you, and such kind of people, my only option would be like to block them from your life, or like at least like bring down the conversation. Don't be very conversational, don't be very like, you're not expected to fit into someone's circle. Know that, guys. And I'll tell you something, my followers are mostly 18 to 24 years. My subscribers are mostly 18 to 24 years. That day when I saw the stats, I was like, oh, so young people are following. So babies, I'm just gonna tell you that if all your friends are like doing something bad and you feel it's like a very bad thing and it's going to be having a negative impact in your life, you don't have to fit into anyone's circle. Just know that, guys, at any age, any circumstance, whatever is the situation, you don't have the need to fit into anyone else's life or their circle. Be very choosy, be very careful whom you deal with, whom you talk to, where you put in your energy. Everything matters. Like the more you realize that, the more sane you will be, and it all starts with you always. If you're just going to be around negative things, then your entire thought process changes. A lot of things that you do is not something that you want to do. You just want to like fit into someone's bubble, and you're doing that. You being happy starts with you. You have to be very choosy where you put in your energy. You have to channel your energy very well, and that's when you can be happy. If you just be like, I will be around negative people and have negative thoughts and everything, then everything is going to be effed up in your life. But if you choose to be around positive things in a positive environment and choose growth and things like that, I'm not telling problems won't come. Problems are always gonna come, and that's something, hurdles will come in life, and that's something we'll have to deal with. But for you to be happy and sane, these things are very important, guys. You are the one who has to choose how you want to go about in life. Nobody can come and tell you, talk to her, don't talk to her, and things like that. You are the one who have to be your own judge and be like, this is what I want to do because I choose growth. This is what I want to do because I choose happiness and sanity. This is what I want to choose because I choose my mental health over everything else. So you are the one who has to choose. And in my resolutions video, I'm planning to make another video on New Year resolution where I'll talk a lot about like some of the things that I consciously am trying to change this year. One of the things is definitely like validating statements. Like earlier, if someone is telling me something or like even advising or like even trying to prove something to me, I become very like a person who wants to like validate that statement, or else like justify my statement, being like, no, it's not like that, it's like this, I'm like this, I'm like that, no, it's not like that. And that itself is something that's very annoying, seriously. And this year I feel consciously I'm trying to be like, if I don't want to come and justify and validate a statement, I'm not gonna do that. And in spite of that, someone wants to come and tell things to you, be negative to you, tell some advice to you, and like tell shitty things to you, then you can take it from here and leave it here and just be like, yeah, okay, and save your energy, seriously. Because some people just will cross all the boundaries and come to you and still tell things which you can't do anything about. So I think there are consciously a lot of things that I'm being very careful about this year, and in my resolutions video probably I can tell that, if at all I make that very soon, guys. So because it's already end of January, so I will see. But this is my answer, guys. Next question, guys, is super funny. When I read this, I was laughing. It came from a fake ID. Like there was no profile picture. There was like few alphabets in the username. So it was not a proper profile. But the question was just this: have you blocked someone? Like seriously, guys, when I read this question, I was like, huh? Like, did I block someone on social media? I have blocked someone on social media, but I just feel like this person could be someone that maybe I have blocked in the past. And I'll tell you what, like I have blocked maybe, sometimes one more thing is, if you block someone, it's not that you go and check their list again, like they are blocked, and who goes back to a blocked list and like unblocks them? I don't think many people do that. So in the past, maybe if I've blocked, either it's a very like weird ID where I didn't want them to see my profile or something, and probably they have blocked like a very like that kind of like page, and I didn't want them to be around. Or else I think one of the things could be from my work. Sometimes I might have like blocked few people only because I don't know, maybe initially I would have done that and I would have blocked few people. I don't know who is this also. I can't figure out who might have exactly asked this question. But then if I'm at work, then sometimes I don't want my work people to know about social media. I don't even go and tell them like I do content creation. Like what is there to tell? There's nothing to tell, right? So I don't tell them I do content creation and all that. But I might have blocked some people, if I'm working closely with them in office and it's a very serious environment, then probably I've blocked few people because I don't want it to be a conversation. Like sometimes I schedule my posts. This is something that people don't understand. You can schedule your Instagram post, you can schedule your Instagram reels. Actually I do that, and but I don't know how many people don't understand that. Like in office and all, if it's a very like timeline based projects and everything is going, and my Instagram post pops up and like maybe my colleague or my teammate is seeing, then in that case I have blocked like few office people also. Apart from that, I don't think I have blocked anyone. Like friends wise, I don't think I have blocked anyone. No, like seriously. Maybe like very odd profiles. My relatives have blocked some people. I have blocked some people, guys, but apart from that, I don't think I've blocked like anybody else. Like that's very weird. So when this question came, I was like, whom did I block? And they're like coming and asking me from a fake profile, that too. I'm very sure this is someone maybe I know and like is blocked, but I can't figure out who. So it's very weird. When this question came, it was very funny, but that's my answer. Like just out of like hatred, I don't think there's like many profiles that I've blocked. But then no, I don't even think so. Next question, guys, let's get to some fun question. What moisturizer to use for extremely dry skin? This is my fun question. I have sensitive combination skin, so which means like in my T-zone and all it can get oily, but the rest of my face can be very dry. So I have a sensitive combination skin, and I think for like a dry skin type, extremely dry skin type, For your face, you can use CeraVe. It's a very good moisturizer. I would always recommend to go for something that does not have fragrance. Fragrance and everything is very bad for like sensitive dry skin and all that. So something like CeraVe, because the consistency is so thick for CeraVe cream and it is very nice. I have applied that and it is very good. Or like something like Cetaphil, you can go for Cetaphil, CeraVe. These are very good brands. But if you want to go for extremely affordable range, then I feel the Dot & Key barrier repair cream, that's also very good. I used it even today, and I think Wishcare is also very nice. These thick creams but also with extremely good formulation. I think they are like amazing for like dry skin, and I think for like very long time your skin feels very like moisturized, so you can go for that. For extremely dry skin in the body, again I would suggest CeraVe. But for body lotion, I think the Nivea Cocoa Nourish very dry skin one, that is amazing. Like nothing beats that. It's very good actually, and I've tried different body lotion but that stands out. CeraVe also you can use for body. You get that jar, no, buy that and you can use for face, you can use for body, and that will be amazing. And one more thing, if you have like extremely dry skin, do not miss your SPF. Like seriously, I'm using SPF so dedicatedly now and I can see like a huge difference. Like I think that all helps. Like if you're again exposed to like UV rays and all that, then your skin gets like more damaged and dry. So make sure you use like a proper cream and then you use like a good sunscreen. And for body, again you can use CeraVe or like the lotion that I mentioned, the Cocoa Nourish Nivea lotion. Next question guys is, do you get paid from content creation? Okay, so from content creation, yes and no. I do get a lot of like barter collab. So barter collab means that you get like a free product and in exchange for that you will give them like a reel or like a story or like a review. So that's something that I get a lot. You don't pay for the product. Either you can get the product and then they will reimburse to you, or else they'll send the product to your house. So that's how barter collab works. And the other one is paid opportunity. A couple of collabs I've got, which is like a paid partnership with the brand, and for that you get paid. Like as per now, my pay is like very less guys. It's like nothing actually. It is so less, but nevertheless, you know, something out of nothing. That's what my family also told you. Start small and eventually it will be like better, you know. And right now I do get paid, and I'm telling you guys, it's not a huge payment. It's like a very small payment actually, and I'm very happy with that also. A couple of collabs I've got paid partnership, and most of the reels that I put for these paid partnership, I would have also put like the paid partnership label, so you can see that also. And then after that they'll have like a timeline of like 30 to 60 days where they make the payment for, you know, whatever is the pay for that particular campaign. So these are the paid campaigns, and they'll reach out to you in WhatsApp, or sometimes you get an email. That's how they reach out to you, or sometimes they call you also. So do I get paid from content creation? Very less, extremely less actually, but then I have got paid from content creation, so I'm very happy for that. I'm very grateful for that guys. Next question is, who edits your videos? This a lot of people have asked, and it made me so happy guys actually. I think in the birthday Q&A one person had asked, but also in real life, like so many friends and even my family had asked, like, how do you edit your videos? Where did you learn? I'll tell you something guys. In the entire content creation process, right from the concept, like the concept is very important of course, right from the concept to makeup to identifying the OOTD for the day, and then like filming, editing, lights, background music, finalizing the draft and uploading the video. In this entire process, I like editing the most. I love editing my videos guys. I think that's one of my favorite things to do in the entire content creation process. Editing the different tools, and when the final output comes, I'm like, wow, it looks so nice. So somehow I've loved editing always, and I edit my own videos. I think I'm going to be editing my videos for a very long time, and that's the part I like the most about content creation. So I edit my videos guys, and I love to edit actually. Okay guys, next question is, do you have any tattoos? No, I do not have any tattoos. I don't plan on getting any tattoos. This one piercing my parents had done when I was a kid, and after that I didn't do any piercing. I don't have any tattoos anywhere. It's just not in me. I'm very scared of needles, and I don't want to go and like get poked and it's not something that I like guys. I don't like getting inked or like getting like extra piercings and all, simply because it's very painful and I'm very scared of needles. It's going to be a whole scene whenever I get. So I have considered multiple times to get a tattoo. Like I have really thought of getting like one tattoo, but then like that also makes me very scared. Like the entire process, I don't know like how people go and get like those big tattoos, and it's so painful, right? I don't know guys, it's not something that I'm very fond of, and it's not like a checklist for me. Like some people love to get tattoos and like get inked and like get a lot of piercings, which is nice. If that's your interest, then you can go and do it. For me, I'm very happy with the one that my parents, this piercing that we did when I was a kid, and that's the only one. So yes guys, I've not got inked. I don't have any extra piercings as well. Okay, so the next question is, I sometimes get very angry and then regret it, ma'am. Thank you. So I would say, don't get angry. Like, why do you want to get angry? And like, even if you get, one thing I would say is like, be very careful of what you are saying. Don't just throw words in a fit. That's going to cost you a lot. And sometimes words that you're going to say is gonna stay forever. It's gonna stay for a long time, and it can't be taken back, and it can hurt someone very, very bad. So if you get angry also, like people say, right, like go to yoga and all that, like if you want to try out all that, you can do. But if you get very angry, if you're very short tempered, then you need to learn to control it, and try out like meditation and yoga. I don't know if it works, but then you can try it out, and be calm whenever something very bad happens or like very, very negative happens. Then try to stay a little calm and think before you say something or do something. Be very careful what you say, and don't hurt someone. Sometimes what, people say things and then they are like, oh, I should not have said that, or like I should not have done that time I was very angry, and later in half an hour I felt bad. Like, that is like not acceptable all the time, guys. Like, you cannot be doing it over and over again, and that's a problem that you have to like solve for yourself. So if you're getting very angry and like dropping in messages left, right and center with all bad words and like things like that, or else saying like abusive things to someone, or like very hurtful things, and like tapping into their trauma and all that, these are like very wrong things. You should not do that. First of all, I'll tell you should not do that. But again, if you're mad about something that's actually wrong, then I would not say like shut up and sit and like just listen to whatever is happening. No, I don't want you to be covered as well. You should talk, you should communicate, you should be open about how you're feeling and what's going on. But then there's a way to say. You cannot just blast out someone and be like, you wrote that, so come here, I'll talk about you. So don't do that, guys. At the end of the day, even if the problem is solved, you are the one who's going to feel bad. Actually, it's not the person. You are the one who's going to regret it a lot. So we all have been there. We all have done something very shitty and stupid, and eventually you learn things, but you have to learn and grow. That's the most important thing. And if something bad is happening to you, or else something very someone is like triggering you for something, then you need to talk to them. You need to definitely tell. I'm not saying like be quiet. You have to tell them, but be careful how you're saying things to someone. And if at all, like I told you, like if at all like going to yoga and all like helps, some people do say it helps, meditating helps, then you can try that out. Last question from the birthday Q&A, guys, is what shampoo you use for your hair. I've got this actually a lot in the past. Like even in real life, a lot of people ask me like what shampoo you use, but all I want to say is I'll put a hair care video very soon, and maximum I'll tell you guys, it's actually very good genes that I have from my dad's side, so that's why I have like good hair. But there are few hair care tips that I can give you, and it may help you. I've been telling that I'll upload a hair care video. I'll do that very soon, guys. That's also in my list, so definitely I'll post a hair care video, hair care routine very soon, and you can watch that. Okay guys, that is the end of the birthday Q&A. I feel so happy that finally I filmed the birthday Q&A 2025. But still guys, I hope that answered all of your questions, and if you still have any questions, we can do a Q&A very soon again. And you can also like comment down below if you want to know something, or else like I'll post like a story very soon. So do watch out and do follow me on Instagram for that. My handle is @indukrish_. Okay guys, thank you so much for sending me all your questions, and thank you so much for watching this video. Keep supporting me. Please do like, share and subscribe, and help me grow in 2026 as well, guys. Thank you so much for all the support you have given so far. And with that, I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye guys.